What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, I'm gonna be going over some of the best characters you can actually use in Grand Cross, and some you may not have known about that are actually really good for beginner players. So let's get into the video. Alright, before we actually hop into the video, if you guys want to help out your boy Amazing, make sure to comment down below your favorite unit in 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. Let's get my interaction up in the comment section below. Just put your favorite unit, and I'll definitely make sure to heart it and see what you guys have down there. But yeah, also, like, comment, subscribe as always. We're on the road to 20k subscribers. And at the time of recording this video, I'm at 10,700 subscribers on the YouTube channel, man. So, help your boy out and show some support. With that out of the way, let's actually hop into the video. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be going over a bunch of units here that if you pull them early on as a free-to-play player or a newer player, right, these are going to be units that are going to be staples for your box for a long time, right? So obviously right now, if you go to the banner, there's no banner out that's gonna have these few characters I'm gonna show right here. But these are festival units that I think if you get them early on, your account is actually set as a beginner player, right? The first one I'd highly recommend is Goddess Elizabeth. Goddess Elizabeth, early on for a newer player, can carry you through like all the content in the game realistically, right? She has a shield right here, which makes it so that any damage effect on a card is going to be nullified completely, right? So if I was to let's say if we go to a character let's go to Assault Meliodas, right? If Assault Meliodas has Amplify here, right, basically Liz's shield makes it so that it just inflicts damage equal to, and that's it. So it's just going to take out the blue little thing right here, and it's just going to say inflicts damage equal to 180% of attack on one enemy. That's it. That's all it's going to do, right? So that's kind of what Goddess Elizabeth can do with her shield. For her first skill here, she's able to stun the enemy on the rank 2 and 3, which is really good, and can be used to kind of cheese a bunch of enemies in the game, right? And even in PvP, it's really good. And then for her ultimate here, when you get it duped up a bit, she's gonna be able to recover HP equal to her max HP, right? And then reflect damage taken for 2 turns, which is really good. If you get her past 5 out of 6, she's able to do more than double damage of reflect. So if they almost one-shot you but don't kill you, they're gonna die easily, if they attack into you, right? So Goddess Elizabeth is a staple must-have unit for a newer player or beginner, right? That's gonna be a unit. If you get Goddess Elizabeth, you're actually chilling. Another unit I would highly recommend a newer player get is going to be Purgatory Bond. Purgatory Bond, his banner just left, right? So it kind of does suck that you're not going to be able to get him right now. But the next festival banner, he should be either on the banner, as an unfeatured unit, or they might, the following festival after that, then Purgatory Bond will be a thing. But he's really good. It was out for like a month, right? And Purgatory Bond is easily one of the best units in the game. So if you get him early on, he's fairly good. And the thing is too, his team is free to play. Like if you're running Purgatory Bond, if you're running Purgatory Bond in PvE, let's see if I have its team right here. Yeah, so this is a fairly free-to-play team. Obviously, if we take Easton off, Twigo is free-to-play, right? You can put Griamore here, that's free-to-play, like the SR Griamore, wherever he is. Where's my SR Griamore? SR Griamore. We put SR Griamore on. We have HP related stats. We have HP from Twigo, HP from Arthur. If you did summon for Arthur, obviously not everyone did, but that's an option right there. And then Bond right here being the character that if you get him, he's just cracked. So Purgatory Bond is definitely a character you want to get as a newer player. And obviously the banner has left, which is unfortunate, but it's okay because he'll definitely come back in the future. The next character I highly recommend you guys get is going to be the one Essentor. The one Essentor is a carry for all content in the game. His attacks just do so much damage that the enemy can't really, fight back. The most important part of his kit, I would say, is his flood card and his ultimate right here. So if we go to his flood card, the flood is going to be damage equal to 200% of attack on one enemy, and flood's going to do 0.8% additional damage for every percent of remaining HP on self. So basically, the more HP the one Essentor has, the more damage he's actually going to output, which is kind of crazy, right? And then for, percentage, obviously, right? If you have 100%, the most damage possible. And then for his ultimate, he's going to inflict damage equal to 1080% of attack on one enemy. That's at 6 out of 6. And the death damage is actually just a damage that is done after the hit. So if you're fighting a Goddess Elizabeth and you're at 1 out of 6, you're going to do, I think it's 720, and then you do 20% additional final damage, which is not bad. but like, you know, it's not going to be the best. But the one Essentor is still, like, regardless of that, his flood card will get you the job done easily. This card as well just does a lot of damage because it's just a high multiplier card. But he is actually just broken, man. His passive is going to make it so he gets a buff every single turn, right? Which is really, really good. And removing debuffs, and gets debuff immunity for 1 turn as well. And he gets like a bunch of buffs to stacking and then restacking. Really, really good unit, man. Another thing I forgot to note about Goddess Elizabeth as well is that she has a revive, by the way. So that is obviously very useful. The next unit I would highly recommend as a newer player would be Green Jericho. And this is a kind of you know, an odd pick because this is not a festival unit. This is nothing like that. This is a unit you can actually get fairly free to play. And the reason I recommend Green Jericho is because she's able to clear Belmos Hell. And Belmos is really hard content in the game, right? This is the raid. I'll show you guys Belmos just so you guys know what it is, right? If you haven't done it already. If you go to boss battle and you have yourself like set up and you're able to do the hell version, this is going to be what the Belmos raid looks like, right? And once you complete all this, you can be able to fight him. And Green Jericho is easily the best free-to-play character you can get that's able to actually clear it, right? So I highly recommend, if you have a Green Jericho, definitely invest in her early on because it's going to pay off later on your account because Green Jericho is able to just clear the fight fairly easily. If you guys have seen my streams I used to do on the Belmos raid, I would always bring my Green Jericho and she would easily get the job done. You don't need a 6/6 Jericho. You just need a Jericho that's able to have attack for damage gear and is able to do a lot of damage with her bleed and her weak point, right? That is kind of what you want to go for with Jericho. So that's going to be a really good free to play unit you actually want to get. Another unit that you want to get for your account to actually make it super good is Green Gulther. Green Gulther is one of the best support units in the game, if not the best support unit in the game. And the reason for that is because his passive here is going to give increase allies attack related stats by 7% at the start of the allies turn if allies in battle are all from different races. So basically what it does is Gulther is going to stack up to 5 times, giving you 35% attack related stats, on top of the fact that he has a rank up, which is the best card in the entire game, by the way. Still to this day, rank up is one of the best cards in the game. And then he has a dissolve card, which is the delayed alt reduction card. But it's very good because if you apply dissolve and they don't have a cleanse unit, then the next turn they can't rush their ultimate because they can't you know, get to it. They're just gonna lose their gauge. And then another thing to top it off is just on his ultimate, you can just take gauge as well. So if he somehow doesn't dissolve you, he's taking your gauge. And Green Gulther is one of the best support units in the game, man. If you guys ever get a Green Gulther, or if you pull them on the, you know, the seasonal banner, then that is a big W for your account because he is one of the best units probably in the game as well. Like even as a support or even as like a character himself, he's easily one of the best. So that's going to be a unit right there. The next unit I'd highly recommend you guys get early on is going to be Red Gulther. This is like, you know, not your best option in terms of the Gulthers because Green Gulther is definitely better. But Red Gulther still has his place in the meta where you can run him on, you know, mono like race teams. Like if you're running like unknown race, Red Gulther is going to be better than Green Gulther because he's actually still getting a buff through his passive. So all allies, increase all allies attack by 10% at the start of the allies turn if the hero doesn't take damage. So if Gulther's not taking damage and you have him protected, he's going to increase your attack just by 10% every single turn, up to 50%, right? So you're gonna be living at 5 times 50% attack increase, which is really good. He has an attack skill card which can stop enemies from attacking if they have regular attack skills, and then he also has the same rank up as Green Gulther, which is really useful obviously as well. Same ultimate as well with the alt gauge reduction. So as you can see, like Red Gulther is second best in terms of like the Gulthers for support. So if you don't have Green Gulther, then definitely make sure to pick up Red Gulther and you can use him and he'll get you the job done, right? Yeah, that's a Red Gulther right there. The next unit I highly recommend you guys get is going to be Green Rosa. And the reason you guys want to get Green Rosa is because his counter is able to cheese a lot of content in the game. Tower of Trials, a lot of the Tower of Trials were mainly cheesed because of Rosa counter. Because what it happens is if Rosa puts up a level 3 counter and you give him like a lot of lifesteal, because he's able to actually get a lot. He already has 21% base, right? Let me see if I have any weapons actually. Yeah, I only have one weapon, by the way. So, and it doesn't have lifesteal, which is even more just to show how good, like, you know, or what am I saying? What am I, oh my gosh. Headpieces, my bad. Headpieces, I do have, yeah, 3%. Yeah, so only 3% increase. So let's say like we take the 3%, my bad. No, it's not a weapon, it's the headpieces. So if you take 3% off of the lifesteal, it's gonna be 18%, right? Which is still a lot. And then if you give a link like a Zeldris link, that's like what? An extra like, I don't know exactly how much. I think it's like 20% lifesteal increase or 15%. No, it might be like 12% actually. But regardless, if you give a Link Zelda String to Rosa, he's going to get lifesteal, and his counter is going to make you heal so much, man. He is actually cracked. And he's able to cheese a lot of content in the game, and if you use him well, then you're basically fine. You just rank up, you bring Green Gother, you bring Rosa, you rank up the counter, and you set it up, and then you just stall, and you're fine. He's just going to get the job done for you, man. He's a really good unit to cheese content, and he gets the job done. The next unit I highly recommend you guys get early on is actually going to be Blue King. Blue King is a unit that you might not think that is going to be a very useful unit for a free-to-play or a newer player, but he is easily one of the best like free-to-play units in the game. Having the cleanse card right here, not a lot of people use cleanse in PvP nowadays, and even in PvE, it's nice to have like a heal and cleanse, because a lot of people, like a lot of enemies in PvE start to debuff you now. So having cleanse is really good. And then, you know, the petrify is another added bonus. It's just like a Liz stun, except the enemy loses all buffs and they can't get any buffs, right? And then its ultimate is actually a really good ultimate, by the way. Shatter AoE, if you get the Link with DN, it can get up to 720% of attack AoE, which is obviously very, very good. Like 720% of attack is almost as good as like a single target ultimate, which is kind of crazy, right? Because Blue King, he's fallen off, obviously, over the years, because the game's been out for almost 2 years now, and King is, you know, he's fallen off a little bit, but he's easily still one of the best free-to-play units. If you have him now, you could easily clear a lot of content with him. So I highly recommend getting him up, right? That's going to be a unit that you definitely want to invest in. And probably like the final unit I'd say here, let me just think of the final unit here. Let me see. I know there's a bunch of really good units that early players should definitely get. I think another one, actually no, Green Merlin is a really good option as well, actually, if I think about it, because the thing is with Green Merlin is that she's the only character in the game that can give you ult gauge as a backline support. This has not been power crept yet. She's still the only unit that can give you ult gauge support from the backline. So if you are trying to run an ult rush team on any team in the game, right, you definitely want to bring Green Merlin in the backline. So that's going to be something you guys want to think about. If you're bringing a character, or if you're bringing like Lossy Meliodas, let's say, or like Festival King, and you're trying to rush ultimate, Green Merlin is definitely going to be a staple you run in the backline. Also on like a Salt Mode Meliodas team, like that's really good as well. Like, you know, there's a lot of things you can kind of work around with Green Merlin. Right, so that's really good. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. There's obviously a lot of other characters in the game that I haven't mentioned that are really good as well. But those were like the few notable ones that I think, like, if you're a newer player or if you're like a free to play and you have these characters, you're basically set for the rest of the game, right? Like, you don't really have to worry about a lot, and you're kind of just chilling. Like, if you have those units on your account, if you have all the ones I mentioned, then GG, bro. Your account is easily set. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a great rest of your day.